Hello. So for this video I thought that I would talk to you about buying books because no one really told me what would be the best option for saving money, and I'm big on saving money. So I thought I'd pass on what I've learned in the first 2 years of law school about trying to save money on books. Again, I can't speak for every school, but mine will usually release the list of like what books you need to buy fairly early, like a month before school usually. Some professors take longer, which is annoying, but that gives you plenty of time to look at different options for buying books. Now, when my first semester of law school, I just bought all of my books at the student bookstore because I think it was a combination of like not really knowing if I should buy them somewhere else, like I wanted to do everything by the book, so to speak, and then it was also because I didn't really have a lot of money, and I had to wait till I got my loan check, which a lot of schools will hold your loan check until like the Friday before you start, and if that's the case, it's like you don't have time to order books to be delivered, so that's kind of annoying. So I did that, and I ended up paying like a lot more than maybe if I had ordered them on Amazon or something like that. So these are the three options, at least that I've seen. Well, I guess there's four. Okay, so let's say four options for your books. You can get them at the student store, which sometimes they'll have them used for an even better price than maybe Amazon, but I found that to be kind of rare. The second option is to buy them from a place like Amazon and just compare prices. You can usually find something pretty reasonable. The third option is to rent your textbooks. There's different services. I've used one called Chegg.com before, C-H-E-G-G. And also, I think my school started doing textbook rentals as well, which is a little bit more convenient because then you don't have to worry about mailing the books back in at the end of the semester. And then the fourth option would be to borrow from a friend if they've already taken that class, or to buy it from a friend, which can even be the cheapest option. Okay, so the downsides to each of them. Obviously the downside to the first option is they'll usually charge you a lot more for books. The downside to the second option, Amazon, is that sometimes they can take a really long time to get to you, longer than they say it's going to take. And it can also be more damage than they said it was going to be. I've had that happen before. The downside to renting is that you have to go through that whole returning process if you use a website, and also that you don't get any money back. So yeah, you're saving money by spending less at the beginning, but then you can't sell them for anything. And I'll say a funny thing about textbook money at the end. And then the downside of the fourth option, I guess there isn't any downside to the fourth option. It's probably the cheapest and most convenient way. I think I've already kind of said the positives to each one. The positive to buying from the bookstore is it's really convenient. It's usually right there. You're going to be getting the right one because most of the bookstores will organize it by class. So those are the ones that you need. The upside to Amazon is, again, you can look at more prices and find something that's the cheapest. The upside to renting is, again, cheap. And okay, so this is usually what I do. Once I find out which books that I need, I will go through and just cross-check prices for all the different options. The only way that I decide that renting a textbook is worth it is if renting it is like less than how much I would have gotten back, which it usually is, actually, because it's ridiculous how little you get back on your textbooks. You'll buy one for like $150 and they'll give you like 18 when you sell it back, and it's only been a semester. It's insane. That's why even if I buy books at the bookstore, I try to sell them back on Amazon and not at the bookstore, because you will usually get a much better price. Text message. Alright, but the cool thing is that by the end of the semester, I mean, at least now we've kind of learned that it's not like you're going to get very much back from your textbooks. You're not going to get enough back to, pay any bills or anything. But you get enough back that it's usually your your celebratory money. Like, we usually go and sell back our textbooks like pretty soon after our final. Sometimes like right after our final we'll go and sell it, and then we'll use that 20 bucks to go, you know, get beer or something. So that's nice. Just think about that, I guess, when you're buying your books. If you already have some money saved, then you have the benefit of being able to buy them early. If you don't, if you're gonna have to wait till your loan check, then you might just be forced into you know, buying them at the bookstore or renting them. As far as like waiting to buy your textbooks, like until, you know, after you've started your classes, I don't know, I guess it really would depend on the professor, but in my experience, we've been assigned reading like before the first day, and everything starts really, really fast. So like, if you don't have that book, you're gonna be behind, and so I just wouldn't recommend that. I wouldn't want to be behind, you know? All right, so that's my advice on books. And as for something fun for this video, I thought that I would do one of these tags. I don't know, they're fun sometimes. And it's like a 25 random questions tag. So here we go. All right, the first question is, do you have any pets? I don't currently have any pets because I can't have any pets in this apartment. But when I was growing up, I had a lot of cats and a couple of dogs and a hamster and some fish, you know, like random things in between. And I love pets, and I can't wait to live somewhere again where I can have them. Number 2, name 3 things that are physically close to you. Okay, well, my phone is always physically close to me because I am really attached to it. I have nail polish because I just painted my nails. And then I have this computer. Okay, number 3, what's the weather like right now? Actually, the weather is beautiful, which is rare for this city. We just don't really get pretty summers. So it's gorgeous out, but I don't know what to do because I was going to stay in and do some house cleaning and stuff that I've been putting off, but it's really tempting me to go out and maybe like get a beer somewhere. Number 4, do I drive? And if so, have I crashed? I used to drive. I don't now because I don't have a car in the city and I don't need one because public transportation is just amazing. And have I crashed? I have been in a car that has crashed, but I wasn't driving. I've been in a couple of fender benders, like just not paying attention. I used to, when I was a teenager, I would always change for work, like on the way to work, which of course is stupid. But one time I got into a fender bender because I was like changing my shoes and I accidentally hit the gas instead of the brakes. But I was at a light, so, you know, it barely made me go like 5 miles per hour. But that was really scary. Number 5, what time did you wake up this morning? I don't really know, actually, because I had the benefit of one of those mornings where I just like woke up and then stayed in bed for a really long time and didn't look at my at the clock. But I think it was probably like 10. So weekends are nice. Number 6, when was the last time you showered? I showered like a half an hour ago. 7, what was the last movie you saw? I think, oh, a couple of nights ago I saw this movie called Super with Rainn Wilson and Ellen Page and Liv Tyler, Kevin Bacon. It was weird. It's this guy who like decides to be a real life superhero. And I thought the premise sounded cool and I really like Rainn Wilson and Ellen Page, but it was just weird. Like there were some creepy parts in it. So yeah, I don't really know if I liked it. What does your last text message say? Well, I just got it while I was recording. It says, do you want to do something? So, yes, I do. I'll text back later. What's your ringtone? That's number 9. I have different ringtones for different people in my phone. My main ringtone is this song by Iron and Wine called Boy with a Coin. I wanted a ringtone that wasn't like super obnoxious and loud in case it like goes off when I'm out, and that one's just I basically just have the instrumental part and it's really beautiful. Number 10, have you ever been to a different country? Yes, I have been to Italy and Germany, and that's it so far. 11, do you like sushi? No, I actually don't like fish at all, or seafood. I'm trying to like it more because I was a really picky child, and in the last few years I've opened up to a lot more food, and so I'm trying to open up to that, but I don't know. It's just, there's a consistency about fish and like a fishy taste that I don't like. So I don't know, maybe someday. Number 12, where do you buy your groceries? I buy my groceries at the Safeway. It's just a chain grocery store. Number 13, have you ever taken medication to help you fall asleep faster? Yes. Well, yes and no. I took a sleeping pill when I flew to Germany and Italy, actually, and it was Ambien. Yeah. It worked really well on the way there, but on the way back it didn't make me fall asleep, and so I just like had these weird feelings the whole trip, so that was awful. Besides that, like just in my regular life, I haven't taken anything. Well, okay. One time I had an upper respiratory infection and they gave me cough syrup with codeine, and that definitely helped me fall asleep, so that was nice. And then I've also taken like a supplement. I'm trying to remember, valerian root, I think that's what it's called. I might be wrong, but yeah, valerian root. So that's just like a natural thing. 14, how many siblings do you have? I have 2 brothers, one older and one younger, and 2 sisters. They're both a lot younger than me. So 4. 15, do you have a desktop computer or a laptop? I only have a laptop. 16, how old will you be turning on your next birthday? I will be 24 in about 3 months. 17, do you wear contacts or glasses? I wear both. I wear contacts for vision, and so sometimes I wear my glasses instead. But my glasses prescription isn't correct right now because my insurance would only cover like one or the other at my last appointment, like contacts or glasses, and so I chose contacts since I wear them more often. But it's a bummer because now my glasses aren't the right prescription. 18, do you color your hair? Not anymore. I haven't in like a year and a half, I think. I did for many years. My brother's girlfriend is a hairstylist, and they've been together since they were like 14, so I was her dummy for a lot of years, and so I've had my hair like every color under the sun. But about a year and a half ago, I just decided I didn't really want to like deal with the upkeep anymore, and I'm actually really happy that I stopped dyeing, because it is just nice to not have to like go have someone or pay to have someone do it or do it myself, and you know, and it's better for your hair. So 19, tell me something you are planning to do today. I'm planning on making dinner. I bought stuff to make dinner, so that's one thing I know for sure. Beef stroganoff. 20, when was the last time you cried? Actually, I cry a lot. Well, I cry really easily at movies, and I watch movies all the time. It was probably really recently. I mean, I'm not ashamed to say that I do cry a lot, like at least a couple times a week. I get that from my mom, totally. Number 21, what is your perfect pizza topping? Oh man, this is hard. I really like pizza. But one of the like fairly new things I discovered that I really love on pizza is pesto. Like if you just get pesto as the sauce. Pesto as the sauce with cheese on it. Oh, so good. 22, which do you prefer, hamburgers or cheeseburgers? Cheeseburgers, for sure. Oh my gosh. I was just talking about this the other day, how I can't believe that people don't always want a cheeseburger. Like, cheese is amazing. 23, have you ever had an all-nighter? Yes, but not in a long time. I actually have this thing that I'm proud of, which is that I've never pulled an all-nighter in college or in law school, just because I mean, if you manage your time well enough, I feel like there's never a need to have an all-nighter. Not to mention, it's really bad for your performance on whatever you're doing the next day. You know, like if you pull an all-nighter before an exam or a presentation, you're not going to do as well. I mean, studies have shown that sleep is one of the best things you can do for yourself for an exam. So, and I love sleeping. 24. What is your eye color? Green. Get that from my grandpa. 25. Can you taste the difference between Pepsi and Coke? Yeah, I think that I can. And I prefer Coke, but not like an overwhelming amount. I'm not one of those people who feels like super strongly about one or the other. Okay, so that's 25 questions. Maybe it took a little longer than I had hoped. Okay, so I hope everyone is having a good weekend, and I will be back probably next week to tell you how nervous I am to start my 3rd year of law school. Okay, bye.